A very warm welcome to all our listeners around the world. You're welcome to the Tony Tukumba Fernandez show that promotes the true life stories and success stories of Africans and Caribbeans around the world. If there's a product or initiative you want to promote, feel free to always get in touch with us on 0788 280 9005. That's 0788 280 9005. Take a few seconds also to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share the video. And it's all about promoting your stories, the true life stories that matter for Africans and Caribbeans around the world. We have amazing guests this evening on the show. I've known her for quite a while. She's based in Reading, Berkshire, and she's a very talented performing artist who's traveled around tours in different countries, originally Jamaican, but full of culture, full of life, and full of vitality. So it's a pleasure always to have on the show Julia Titus, still based in Resin, Berkshire. How are you today?
Hi, Tony. Well, I should be in London, in Islington, but I have to look after my mum down here, so I'm back in. I literally got to move to London, and then my mum took ill, so yeah, back in
Oh,
already. But
sorry to
I'm good. I'm good. Tired, but good.
good to know you're well. And I'm
Mm.
sure our listeners around the world are dying to know more about yourself, your background, and what inspires Julia Titus as a person.
Okay, right. So I've been singing for as long as I can remember. At the age of 4, I was singing nursery rhymes on my dad's and my uncle's lap. You know, we would have sing songs. My dad was a DJ back in the 50s and 60s. He came over in the 50s, so
Wow.
about 58 he came over. And he had me in 70. So he was already an established DJ when he had us. Um, and every Sunday he would be playing his vinyl records and he'd give us the microphone to sing a song. And we'd all pick a song and he'd put the record on and then keep rewinding it so we could get it right. And yeah, really encouraged us to sing, all of us. We used to have the microphone if we wanted it. So yeah, my brother's gone on to do roots music, and my other brother does like house and garage and dubstep, and so we're quite a musical family anyway. We're half of us. Yeah, so from there, when I left school, um, I didn't go straight into performing arts. My dad said I should get a proper job. So I kind of done my secretarial skills and became a secretary, hated 9 to 5. And then my life kind of took a turn in 96 when my big sister passed away from HIV, and
Wow.
I
How did you hear
it
that?
my kind of world shattered because I looked after her for the last 2 years of her life. I was with her when she, left this kind of world, and it kind of really shook me up as this to say how fragile life was, and do you really want to
Absolutely.
be stuck in an office all the rest of your life, shifting people's money, because I was doing accounts, and you know phoning people up, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to be chasing other people's money, or paying out other people's money doesn't have that, doesn't make me tick anyway. So after my sister passed, that she died in 96,
Yeah.
I had a kind of a bit of a mini breakdown. So I was a bit depressed for a few years. And then in 2000, I went for an audition for a part that I'd had no training, because I'd always done community theatre. I'd had no professional training except for my GCSEs at school, and I got top marks in drama. But I'd never really gone for a professional audition. Anyway, I got offered a part. I'd done the audition, got the part. And I said before I went for the audition, if I get the part, I'm going to leave my work, my 9 to 5 steady, really comfortable, easy kind of life, and do that, and then go to uni and get a degree in performing arts, which I did. So said, so done. So in 2000, I got the part for that play, and then I think we done it in the April. And the September I started on my journey, and got my degree in 2006. I took a year out because I had my little boy. Well, my little boy, he was doing A levels at the time.
Okay.
So it was a very studious. So he was doing A levels, I'm doing my degree. So the whole house was full of books and computers and papers and pads, and so it was a really nice space, you know. And there was no telly, and it was brilliant.
It's fantastic to know that you followed your heart over the years, having that
Mm,
passion
mm,
for music, and you still to do. You're
mm,
doing great things, having tours in different
mm.
places. What would you say
Yeah.
the turning point of your life was, music-wise?
I think when I bit the bullet and wrote my own show. So my stage persona is my stage name is called Ma Bessie for my jazz and blues. And I think doing the degree in community theatre, instead of bums on seats theatre, so I don't just make, you know, scripted things and, you know, make people laugh, cry, whatever. It's a practitioner, so I can make theatre from nothing. So I make plays, I write theatre, I do stuff. And it kind of took me a long while to kind of get that in my head and realize that I do have the skills to do that. And in 2017, um, after years of playing in blues and jazz and reggae and gospel, you know, playing everywhere with choirs, I could never really find, you know, what I wanted to settle on. Well, I wrote a play called The Story of Bessie Smith. So it's Bessie Smith's life story. And I wrote this play, stage
Fantastic.
direction, everything, threw it at my friend and said, I can't get it all together in my head. There's so many songs. I had 24 songs in there. I wanted live music, so it's a 7-piece band, and I said it to the guy that introduced me to blues way back in 2000, because I'd only known the blues in 2000. I'd grown up with reggae, and then he said, I'll have a look at it. So about 35 pages went off to him, with this script, you know, kind of baffling and going through and da da da. And he came back with an 8-page script.
Wow. And how did that feel?
He said, this will do, this will do. And then when we had 24 songs in the show, so it was 12 each half. But because it's a narrated show, it kind of cuts down the song time. So instead of going for the full 24 songs, we had to, the night before the first performance, we had to cut like a third of the songs. We only had space for 16 songs because we literally couldn't fit it all in. So yeah, that was a journey, but it was so nice to know that I did it with no funding. I didn't have any funding. I'd applied for funding, and it wasn't. I hate asking for money. I like, do you know what? We got through it. We sold enough tickets, and it paid for the band. So we just done it like that. Do you know what I mean? Literally just before lockdown, we got some funding to do some more shows because we've been doing it for 3 years. So they literally gave us some money to tour last year, and then we had lockdown. So we're doing that tour this year. So
This year. Okay.
mm,
Fantastic.
mm,
And Julia,
mm.
how fulfilling is it as an artist to actually create what you promote to the world?
I don't know. That's a really funny question. Um, I love what I do. It's my job, and I keep saying I hate, because at the moment I'm on universal credit, and I haven't signed on since my son was about 5, 6, and he's 32 now. So it's quite a few years that, you know, I've been on benefits, and I hated the thought of having to be on benefits. So I've always been, you know, self-employed. So then, but I think I, I don't know how to answer that question. So I just love doing what I do. I'm glad that I picked the journey that I have. It's hard, but you know, I've got the flexibility now where I can look after my mum and still do my work. So during lockdown, I've written another show. I've written another 2 shows actually. So we've got an after hours show, And then I've written my community theatre piece. So I've written my own life story show as well. So,
Okay.
but we can't do anything with it.
Beautiful. Okay. So what can we expect from Julia in the next 6 months from now and the next 6 months in terms of like your Taurus and current initiatives?
Wow. Now, yeah, just coming out of lockdown. We've got some dates coming up. So with my Pigfoot band, because I don't just sing other people's songs, I write my own songs. I've written two albums, say about 3 albums because there's EPs and so forth. So about 30 songs that I've put out myself. I've got loads more to record, but I've got the tour, so the Bessie Smith tour. So the story of Bessie Smith, the Empress of the Blues, that's still touring with the 9-piece, well, 7 to 9-piece band, depending on. I've got the reggae band doing the Life is Too Short tour. We're just booking dates for that now, literally. I've got 2 venues already. I only want to do a 10-date tour for that because it's in the afternoon and it's a family orientated. So I really want to, kind of really promote those just 8 to 10 shows. That's because we've got no funding for that. So we literally have to, whatever we get on the door is what, we get paid, so forth. But I really want to do it because I think community and family, especially with what's been happening now, is a really important thing to do because the show that I've written is for everybody. So I want grandparents to come with their children and their children. So you've got the grandchildren seeing the journey of their grandmother and grandfather, and the granddad and the nanny and granddad can sit and say, yeah, that's it. That's the music that we were dancing to. That's the songs that's how it was. So I want to take them all on a journey together so they can physically see it, they can hear it, and we're going to have hopefully some stills, some video things as well, so to help to tell the story, because some people can't hear but they can see, so it'll touch all the senses, and each show will have food. So I make sure that rice and peas, jerk chicken, so it's a typical kind of Jamaican West Indian meal. We might put other countries in there because half the band are from different islands, so they might want, to add a little bit of their
So do try
contribution.
and make it more inclusive of other islands and countries.
Exactly,
One word.
exactly.
Okay.
So
Now,
it will be. So we most probably have a dish from each of the islands for people to try, but also eat together. So I think the food is very important. And plus also in each show, there's going to be one table with a pack of dominoes on there. And that dominoes represents that kind of journey. Like my dad used to run the dominoes team here back in Reading. So I really want that to be a kind of a focus. Everybody come in and perhaps they can write notes or take away a little domino with a little name or something on there. I don't know yet, but yeah, dominoes are definitely going to feature in the shows.
okay, fantastic. If people want to get in touch with Julia Titus, finding out more about initiatives on music, are there any social media platforms out there that people can reach you on?
Yeah, so you go to Bessie Blues, _Bessie Blues. That's my Instagram. And then Facebook is, if you go to Bessie or JuliaTitus.com, you can go, there's 3 kind of pages. One is for my blues troupe, which is the Bessie Smith Show. One's for my Pigfoot band. And one is just for me. So if you weren't sure, if you wanted to hire a band, or if you weren't sure whether you wanted to show or originals or whatever, you can just come through to me. If not, you can go through to the other guys, Bigfoot or
Okay,
the True.
fantastic. Now, the last 1 year has been a tale of mixed messages for people around the world. Lots of people have got depressed, felt lonely, and then many people or other people have found the period quite refreshing and rediscovered a different side of themselves. And actually, and some people have used this period to make money as well. So it's been a tale of different stories around the world.
Mm.
For the benefit of all our listeners around the world listening today, in this COVID period, what final message do you have for them, listening to them as an inspirational story?
Okay, well, in lockdown, March started. I was on antidepressants before the lockdown, and I took the lockdown to come off of my antidepressants because I felt that I was using them as a crutch. I wasn't sure if I would go into a depression again because depression's always come and gone with me. So I wanted to test if I was going to crash, let me crash while I'm not working because I knew I couldn't work for a few months. So at the time we thought we'd be back September, October. But yeah, I literally came off took the jump, came off my antidepressants, and I've been really good. So that was one thing. But I've also trained to be a celebrant, so I can do weddings and funerals and baby naming ceremonies. Literally, I'm just finishing that course now, and I've been writing new songs. So I am looking after my mum. So it's been kind of lucky that we had the lockdown, because I think it's lovely because it just makes you stop and reevaluate and think about what is important in life. What is important to you. So yeah, I think going forward, we just need to appreciate the little things that we
Yeah.
have control of, rather than the things we have no control
Okay, and you continue to do amazing work in the community. I'm always very proud of you, and I know that the
of.
best
Oh,
will always continue with you. And so keep up the great work because you're doing amazing stuff. And there's always inspirational stories out there. So I'm very proud of
thank
you.
you.
Keep shining all the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Julia Titus, based in Reading, Berkshire.
Thank you.
Uh, find out more about her on our social media platforms. Share our video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll join you next time on the show. Take care. God bless. And thanks for tuning in. Take care.